What's your reflection the morning after the night before?
As a lifelong student of politics, Joe, I'm in a state of catatonic shock.
I'll read you out this couple of texts, and there are many more examples of this inside. What a kick in the ass for all the loony left libtards, the PC brigade, the cultural Marxists, the social engineers, the social progressives, etc. The people have spoken. Hooray for democracy and free speech. And that's sound by General Franco, who, for those of you who don't know, was a fascist.
Text us on 53106 at a cost of 30 cents. On Twitter at Pat Kenny NT. Well, the man is a strange man, to say the least. He is a self-confessed braggart. He is a man who's known for misogyny. He was a man who was accused of many, many things. He lied during the campaign repeatedly, fragrantly, and without retraction. He's promised to build a wall splitting the US from Mexico. He said he would ban all Muslims from entering America. His vision is the most divisive in American politics in generations. His ex-wife once accused him of rape. He was accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. He has chosen to have artificially orange skin. He sees no problem with nuclear proliferation. He called for the families of terrorists to be murdered. For years, he claimed Barack Obama was not born in the USA. He has publicly mocked people with disabilities. He has encouraged violence at his rallies towards rival supporters and indeed towards media reporters. He's called for restrictions on freedom of the press. And he has spoken to the American people and won their support in tens of millions. And he's now the most powerful man on the planet. He is now about to be President Trump. It's an extraordinary story.
Ah, shucks, poor Sean. Trump wins. Sean whinges. Cry, baby, cry. So normally at this point, and in fact you saw Donald Trump do it again, do it himself, that when he made his acceptance speech, what he tries to do is calm things down and say, OK, all that antagonism is over now. I have a suspicion an awful lot of his supporters don't want that antagonism to go away, because what fueled an awful lot of it was resentment and hatred, and now they've no one left to hate because their guy has his finger on the button. We're going to take a break. After that, our farming slot.
Fionn Harriet is in Dunleary. Fionn, congratulations to you, another Trump supporter. You're listening to the debate. What type of president will he be, Fionn?
I mean, I don't know what type of president he's going to be. I mean, he's a businessman. America's a big corporation, so hopefully he'll run it the way, it should be run. But I think it's pretty... To me, it's funny that it's such a huge mystery to everybody that he won, and I think it's really important to note that it's actually an indictment of the media, that all you people, you didn't have the intellectual curiosity to go out and figure it out, that this was coming a long time ago. Everybody in America has been fed up with the way the country's been run.
Uh-huh.
But people in the media just didn't want to listen. Everybody had their own agenda.
Okay,
and,
sure.
and you couldn't have been bothered to go out and figure it out for yourself.
Okay.
And now everybody's throwing their toys out of the pram.
Okay, there's no...
Anyone who followed this election, followed the pollsters, followed the pundits, followed the news media, would be surprised by this.
By the way, all the opinion polls in the States, not in Ireland, the opinion polls in the States put Hillary ahead.
Yeah, but that's...
You know what I mean?
But that's mainstream media, and that's now been proven
opinion polls.
No,
hang on. Opinion polls aren't mainstream media. They talk to people. They contact people. They don't just interview each other.
They emphasise the ABC, the NBC. There were other polls, the Rasmussen polls. There was the IPP poll. There were other polls, but those weren't emphasised.
Given that today is the anniversary of the falling of the Berlin Wall, we should perhaps remember that on a day when a man is going in to build yet another wall.
I sat late last night writing a piece for publication about how Trump had lost. I was that certain. I sat in the early hours of the morning rewriting it with a lot of humble pie.
I see your bias against Trump has still not changed. Wake up, smell the coffee. People are sick and tired of the elite in society controlling everything. There was a democratic election and a democratic winner. Every opportunity you get, you bash Trump. And yet I have not heard your comments about Hillary's corrupt, deeply deceitful past.
The United States in the last 24 hours has gone through the looking glass, and we have to start to understand the new reality.
The appeal that Donald Trump tapped into
was to a very powerful set of forces. He appealed expressly and explicitly to racism, to misogyny, to xenophobia, and those are the parts of all of our psyches that we spend a lot of our time trying to become civilized and not giving into.
But Alison O'Connor, what is your sense of